Hey guys, so today I'm going to be answering a couple of questions that I have received on my Tumblr about my wigs and my wig collection, so I'm going to jump right into it. How do you fit your hair in a wig and make it look natural? So I just recently cut my hair. It used to be about this long, and which is a little difficult to fit in a wig, especially because my hair is really thick. So what I do is I straighten my hair to start with. You can't expect your wig to lay flat if your hair isn't flat, so that's kind of my logic. I take it in 3 sections. I'll comb it all straight back. I will split it into 3 sections like this. The 2 on the sides I will take over the back of my head, so this side will end up over here, this side will end up over here, and they will cross like this, and then get pinned in place with bobby pins. And then the 1 section that you have hanging out back here will go up and over the X in the middle, and you'll pin it towards the crown of your head, and that's how I get mine flat. I use 2 wig caps to kind of squish down all my hair, and then I will put my wig on. What makes a good wig? I use synthetic hair wigs. I don't have a human hair wig. I wish I did for a cosplay like my Squad Harley, because I do cosplay her quite a bit. But I use, most of the wigs I have are Kanekalon hair, which is a hair that is heat resistant, which is really nice. We'll go over how to style a heat resistant wig a little bit farther down in the video, but I like wigs that have lace front. I prefer a soft lace wig as opposed to a hard lace wig, and I'll explain that when we go through our little walkthrough later. But I prefer lace front wigs that are heat resistant and that are a decent thickness. If it's a really thin wig, you're going to be able to see the wefts through it, which is never really a good thing, especially if you spend a ton of money in a wig. And if you spend a ton of money in the wig, you're really not going to get that, but there are occasions. But those are kind of the 3 things that I look for: thickness, heat resistant, and lace front. How do I style my wigs? I use a lot of heat. So how I do that is, and how you are supposed to style a heat resistant wig, is you heat up the fibers. It is not like human hair. If you curl it and let it go, the curl will fall out. So heat up the fibers. I usually just wrap mine around a curling iron, and I will drop the curl in my hand and make sure it's still in a little spirally shape, and I'll pinch it, and I will take a bobby pin and stick it in there and let it sit in the shape that I want, and then I will pull the pin out as soon as I finish the rest of the wig, and then the curls will fall and they will stay. You have to let the hair curl in the shape you want it, or else it's not going to hold. I also use a lot of hairspray. Hairspray, like a firm hold hairspray, usually does the trick for me. With something like my Ariel wig, those gravity-defying bangs took about half a can of hairspray. My guesstimate, I don't know how much hairspray it took a lot. And I also ended up taking a washable glue. I used Elmer's glue and mixed it with water, and I painted it on the bangs. And it will come out, like a lot of people use that if they have a mohawk that they're trying to get to strands straight up. They kind of will put that same little mixture on there, and it'll wash off in the shower. So if I wanted to take the bangs down, I could, but I don't see myself doing that, because I don't have any other character that I need a bright red wig for at the moment. So there's that. Sectioning. I do a lot of sectioning. I will do, usually when I curl a wig like this one, I will split it into 3 sections and do each of them individually. I will separate it on the weft. I won't try to break up a weft, half the weft down here, half the weft that is in the second section. I will try to always part right on a weft, and then in that section, I usually section it into 3 parts and work in sections as I go. And that keeps things really nice, neat, and orderly, and a lot easier in the long run. When brushing a wig, always start from the bottom up. You're supposed to do that with your regular hair too, but it decreases the risk of you ripping out hair, or what I have found to be true, at least. I don't know. My mom is a cosmetologist, and so she has kind of helped me a little bit with wigs. Not too much. Most of the stuff that I've come across has been my own personal findings, but these styrofoam heads are really helpful. Styrofoam heads and straight pins like this. I put a lot of these in my wigs. I will just stick them in the hairline and like all around the wig, and to hold it in place so it doesn't shift around while I'm trying to style it, especially for a wig like my Squad Harley wig that's very particular about being pulled tight into the ponytails. It's really necessary to have it like bolted down, and I find that these are really helpful. You can get things like this, which you put the styrofoam wig head, or any wig head, there's like regular mannequin heads and stuff like that, and you put it on here and you can clip it onto like a table so you can like not have it flail around. I preferably just like to stick it in my lap and just hold it there with my legs, and that's kind of how I work that way. As for cutting a wig, like I said earlier, my mom is a cosmetologist, which is really helpful when it comes to my wig being way too long and I need to be cut a little bit. I will put on my wigs and I will stand as straight as I can, and she will just cut straight across the back. And then that's pretty much worked for me. The only two wigs that I have cut are my Squad Harley wig and my Club Harley wig, and both of them ended up not needing to be super even, so it was literally as easy as just cutting across the bottom while I was wearing it. If you want an in-depth walkthrough on how to curl wigs, I got this one from artawigs.com, as you'll see later. They have a couple good tutorials on how to like style their wigs, but this one was a lot of trial and error of my own part. If you want to see a walkthrough on how I styled any of the wigs, leave a comment down below, send me a message on Instagram or Tumblr, and I will make sure that I will get that posted. There are lots of tutorials on the internet on how to color a wig, but I've only colored one wig in the past. Real quick walkthrough on how I did that. This started off as an all platinum blonde wig, and I added the pink and the blue into it. And what I used is this like RIT fabric dye, like I've read all over the internet. Mixed with a little bit of water. I followed the instructions on here. It didn't work. It worked a little bit. It was like a really, 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 really pale pink or really, really pale blue, and that's really not what I wanted. It was, I mean, I know that both of those are pale, but I matched them to that wig so my cosplays would look cohesive. But I didn't really like the way that this turned out. I have used this on several, this exact dye, the same color and everything, which is amazing. I've used it on several other projects, so I'm not really mad that I invested in it. But I ended up just using a little trick. I don't remember who I picked it up from, somewhere on YouTube, where I mixed acrylic paint and rubbing alcohol. And I just painted it on the hair, I sectioned it off, and I laid it on my garage floor underneath a ton of newspaper, and I just painted the hair. It was really crispy, and like, if you've ever painted like fabric with acrylic paint, it kind of felt like that. But then I ran it under some water, and I just washed it out with a little bit of shampoo, and now it feels like a wig is supposed to. And the color stayed. It looks really nice. It looks exactly the same color as my Squad Harley wig, which, once again, I tried to make my cosplays really cohesive, so it worked really well. So we're just going to start a really quick walkthrough. My phone is running real low on storage, so I'm sorry this is such a quick video, and I do want to get through this, but we're just going to go down my line here. This is my Gamora wig. I got this from Sapphire Wigs on Amazon. I looked it up as of last night, and they don't make this color anymore. I am going to leave all of the links to these wigs in the description. It came curled. It was really nice. I spent $31 on this wig. It is lace front. You can't really see it because all of these wigs are a little bit of a hot mess right now. And I apologize for that, but this is a lace front, which, there it is. And it's really pretty. It's not super, super thick, which is something that I really enjoy. It's a really nice thickness. It's not too bad. It's not too heavy to wear. It's really nice. This is my Club Harley wig. I forgot to mention on my Gamora wig that it is a soft lace wig. This is also a soft lace wig. This is the most natural looking wig that I have. It is so nice. It lays so flat against my hairline. Every time I wear it, I get asked if it is my real hair or not. It's heat resistant. I got this from Charisma on Amazon for $36. The shipping was really fast, and I really, really, really love Charisma wigs, as you'll kind of end up seeing. I love them so much. This is not sponsored. I really wish it was. Charisma, if you want to like sponsor me, like. But I love their wigs. They're really, really great. They're really soft. They're really thick. They're really nice. And if I had to recommend one wig company, it would be Charisma. This is my Ariel wig. I wore this a couple nights ago for a Tumblr thing that I did. So she's a little bit messy, but it's not too bad. I styled the bangs myself. This started off as a really long, I didn't cut this one at all, a really long, just straight red wig that is heat resistant. I got this from a brand called Callus on Amazon. and I paid $36 for this bad boy. This is a little scarce on certain areas. As you can see the wefts right there. And you know, you move some of the hair and you can kind of see them in the back, which is a little annoying. So it's thick more here than it is up here, which is a little bothersome, but what can you do? It was a $36 wig. This is my Catherine Pierce wig. I have used this for Belle in the past. I've used it for my human version of the Impala from Supernatural before. But I usually just use it for Catherine or for day-to-day use. This is a hard lace wig. I got this from artawigs.com. This is the most expensive wig that I have. This was, I think, after shipping, $75 even. The lace is really sharp on this wig. I don't know if you can hear this. That's not the styrofoam. That's my finger on the lace. So it's not the most comfortable thing in the world to wear, especially right around the hairline. Everywhere else it's okay. I've made it through a day at Comic-Con in this. I've days in the world with this. It's not that bad, but it's not the most fun. This is the Danny Classic, and I believe the color dark brown. I've recurled this countless times at this point. It's been through a lot, but I think that this is like the prettiest wig that I have. I really love this one. This one has a special place in my heart. It's the first wig that I ever got. And I would go to Artawigs again. I have gone to Artawigs again. But if you're willing to spend a little bit more money, then that's where I think you should go. This one was a lot of styling. This doesn't look much like the picture that was kind of sent to me. It did straight out of the bag. It really did. It looked almost identical to the pictures, but I did a lot of styling to make it look more screen accurate. This is a soft-laced wig. I really like this wig. This took so much time and so much work. Again, it's a little bit of a hot mess right now, but I really enjoy this wig. I got this from a company called Cupid Love Hair, and I think it was like $50. So the listing, the exact wig that I bought, is no longer available on that store. But if you look up their website, or not their website, their store on Amazon, you can find a wig, but it has more of like this color blue and a really bright pink, as opposed to kind of the faded blue and pink. And it's a little bit more expensive. It's heat resistant. It's great. If you want to walk through on how exactly I styled this, just shoot me a message on Instagram or Tumblr, and I will make sure that I will put that up. This is my Widowmaker wig. I got this from Arta Wigs. My friend Phil actually bought it for me. I believe he spent like $70 Canadian on this. I think that when I looked it up, it said it was like $50 or something. It's heat resistant. This is the only non-lace front wig that I have, and as you can see, for those of you who don't know, this is what a non-lace wig looks like. It just kind of abruptly stops there. The rest of them have a really nice hairline that make it look really natural. But this wig is really, really long. It is so pretty. If I can find this exact wig again, I will put it in the description, but I don't remember exactly what it was. I think the color was like midnight purple or something. I don't really know, so I will see what I can do to link it in the description below. But this is another one from Arta Wigs. Last but not least, this is the wig that I have worn for my female Pennywise cosplay, and I am already retiring that cosplay. I got this from Charisma for $38. It's got a really natural hairline. I know it kind of stands out really bad against this white of a styrofoam head, but there's the lace. It's really, really nice. It is heat resistant. Make sure to like this video and subscribe down below. I promise I will be posting more cosplay related content. If you have any more questions about my wigs or my other cosplays for future videos, make sure to put them in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time.